Bum bum, dun dun, dun dun, ba da dun dun. Bum 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 bum. You didn't have to cut me off. You didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so low. Change your number. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Oh, and I'm muted. Wow, I just did that muted. Amazing. Great way to start, you guys. Of course, it's Tomb Tuesday. No. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Razor Ramon. Shout out. Damn, that sucks. What's going on, you guys? It is dollar cost crypto here with Tomb Tuesday. No, what's going on, you guys? What's going on? It's all good. Can you guys hear me? Type 1 if you guys can hear me. Some people are saying I'm muted right now. But didn't have to cut me off. Damn, that shit's good. Let's see some of this. But yeah. Yeah, there we go. Uno, baby, Uno shit. Like, I gotta hit the keep going like, didn't have to cut me off. I've actually have another banger I'm working on right now. It's a meme clip and stuff that Oh my god, man! It's gonna say Moon Gang in it and everything. I cannot wait to unveil it. But it's another band. It is like pretty close to that level, maybe even more. But it's a Moon Gang. It's a Moon Gang like mini clip and stuff that I can't wait to launch on the channel. Like it's coming soon, but it's fire. Yeah, I've been working with Charlie on some stuff for him, so he's got some heat coming for himself too. So intro on the way. but but what's going on, you guys? Dollar Cost Crypto here, and this is buying the Fantom ecosystem. So pretty much I'm going to go over kind of like what I think is going on in Fantom right now. This is a part of a series of ecosystem kind of deep dives, as well as just an overall kind of vid on what I think is going on, what I'm buying right now. Am I buying it all? What do I think about in terms of the top projects, as well as like I'll talk about a couple problem projects as well, but still we'll go over it. Mostly what I'm going to talk about is projects that I owned or did own and looking to get back into, and or add to the position, or maybe I'm just like staying steady Eddie with it basically. So go hit the like and subscribe button, and let's get this shit rolling. I guess let's start this whole thing off a little bit with a bang, right? I mean, let's talk about what's the main thing right now. Cool. So actually, let me full screen this thing right now. Okay, cool. So I guess we'll start this off right now with like what is the big daddy right now is Fantom. Fantom's pretty much like it's having a nice, like it's had a nice day or two right now. I mean, some of the guys here were able to catch this at about $1.08. We're at $1.21 right now. So I mean, it's a great price. I was telling people yesterday, anyone who caught my late night video call last night, the Fantom price was really good last night, as well as like the couple days prior and stuff. So this is why we say about dollar cost averaging. I think we're past the Andre FUD now, basically. So we are past the Andre FUD. That's great. Now, if the market stays stable, and what I mean by the market, and I mean BTC ETH, if the market stays stable and there isn't any more geopolitical news that is just like that directly attacks the crypto space, and or we don't have a huge collapse in the equities market, then basically right now we're pretty much at the bottoms right now on Fantom, which is great. So we've had this chance to buy Fantom this cheap about 3 times in the last, like I would say 3-4 months. So obviously the last time it was this cheap was obviously in the first or second week of December of last year. Basically about a month ago, and then again today or over the last week. So this third time's the charm, basically. So in order for us to, if we were to break down below $1, we would need, it's not going to become, I don't see any news right now that would pretty much dump us down below $1 now. Cause I think, I mean, it was getting really close. I mean, dude, like you can buy a lot. I mean, it's cheaper than a bag of chips right now. Literally, most bags of chips are probably like $1.50. So like one Fantom's cheaper than a bag of chips. So this is, I think, the pretty cool place to start accumulating Fantom. I did so as well. I DCA'd again. I caught about $1.11, not $1.21. I didn't catch the 8 cents. So screw you guys for whoever caught that cheaper than $1.10. That was nice. But let's see. Yeah. Oh, Brian, congratulations. Had one of my orders sold at $1.05. Son of a bitch. But no, but that's great. Yeah. So I caught $1.11. I just happened to be up and like, oh shit. I was like, all right, screw it. I'm doing it. I pulled the trigger on it. Basically because I started seeing like, oh, we're starting to get some strength back on Fantom. So I was like, all right, cool. So doesn't mean that the price can't go back to that $1.11, $1.10 price again, which would be really nice. Obviously, if you on some exchanges, maybe KuCoin, you can set a limit order and maybe purchase it for a little bit less. But yeah, I think this is a great price to start accumulating Fantom. If it goes lower, then beautiful. My absolute bottom for Fantom is 80 cents, and that would take, basically Bitcoin shitting the bed. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, it's almost cheaper than a Coke of can from a vending machine. No, it's very true. So got to cut down on what Cheetos. Screw you, Adrian. No, I'm not really eating Cheetos anymore or anything like that. I'm on that diet right now. I'm starving, but it just is what it is. But yeah, man, like Fantom is probably one of the most versatile coins right now. I would call this like literally Ethereum 2.0, basically. It's a really great token. I mean, I'd go so far to say like call Fantom like the layer 2 of Ethereum. Realistically, the Fantom ecosystem is what Ethereum, what Matic wanted to be for Ethereum. Like I think Fantom's really on that level. Like it in terms also as well as like it's like market cap to TVL and stuff compared to all the top chains. I mean, it's insane. Like it's so cheap compared to everything. We're talking about like, I mean, let's go through it a little bit. So let's go to CoinGecko. Let's go. So we got BNB, right? So let's go actually right here. So there's BSC, $11 billion total value locked, $62 billion. Huh. Okay. Seems a tad bit high. Okay, let's go. Let's go Luna. Okay, Luna. Cool. $32 billion market cap, $25 billion. $32 billion. Okay. Cool. All right, let's go high. Solana, $26 billion market cap. What do we got here? Where's Luna? I mean, Solana. $6.8 billion in total value locked on Solana. And we have, where is it? $26 billion. Cool, I guess, right? I mean, starting to see a little trend here. I am going to say Cardano or Bug. Well, let's see if Polkadot is in here. Maybe not. Shit. Yeah, it's not even on here. That's bad. So, and if we look at, let's see, where's good old Fantom. $3 billion, $3 billion market cap. Okay. $6.4 billion. So there's 2 times more money locked up on Fantom than its entire market cap right now. I don't know. You know? So, okay, Peter Dill, why is Fantom so cheap relative to other ones? Basically, because they have market support from exchanges and things like that. It's basically just a gang. I mean, if you kind of look at what's going on in the market, right? So let's go to the top leaders again, right? So Ethereum's Ethereum. Terra's essentially got the government of South Korea. And if you don't know how like the whole thing works in South Korea, right? Even though they're trying to be decentralized and starting to get away from that, I mean, they're still pretty centralized since a lot of their starter money came from South Korea. Terra is South Korea and Terra. So I would call South Korea China Light. It's basically a better version of China, South Korea, but they're still pretty China-like. So you end up having mega corporations that truly control everything, and you have these mega corporations in bed with their own government. So in a way, it's sort of it's communist light. And if any of these corporations that control the monetary system say that you get money, you get a lot of money, and if they say they don't like you, you get destroyed. Basically. So that has always been one of my little bit fears of the Terra Luna ecosystem, but it just is what it is. Number to go up, so everything's forgiven, right? BSC, which is Binance Chain, right? Binance Chain has the biggest exchange in the world, which is Binance. Binance uses their energy and their money that they earn from the exchanges to help keep up the token and keep it from going down, as well as support their ecosystem. So they have a huge multi-billion-dollar exchange machine keeping their ecosystem alive. So that's the value add. So I would say that's why Binance is there, which is, it deserves it. Avalanche, pretty much support from VCs. You have a lot of Mexican and American VC money in Avalanche, and it's one of the reasons why it's being kind of pushed out so much and stuff. You also have some European money as well into it as well, but like that's kind of one of the reasons a lot of like influencers were allowed to get into Avalanche and some into Solana, and these are things are pushed so much onto people. So they grease the right pockets. You have Solana. If from my recollection, it is probably the only US based chain, VC chain. So obviously it was started in Solana Beach, San Diego, from ex-Qualcomm guys. That started and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I actually do think the tech's pretty cool and stuff, but it's a sort of thing where since this is one of the few only American blockchain, L1s and stuff, that even if we had a huge bear market crash and stuff, the VCs would basically resuscitate Solana. So It's something that I'll probably purchase in the bear in once we have a really bad bear market or it corrects enough. But because of all that VC involvement, they're allowed on all the exchanges and everything. They get the volume. They have money printing in. Like there was a hack recently on one of their bridges where they lost basically like quarter of a billion dollars in Ethereum, and then within 12 hours, one of the VC firms fucking just juked it back up to get that to make sure the bridge had the liquidity back in like a couple seconds like that. And obviously Polygon's Matic and stuff like that. That L1's basically just Ethereum money. It's like the in terms of like if you're a project on Ethereum, like how can we okay, so we're rugging our projects a little bit, but we need to show that we're not rugging our projects just to see that we're doing work. What's the laziest thing we can do? Let's put it on Polygon. Yeah. So obviously our chain is not just Ethereum only. We're actually on multiple chains. We're also on Matic and stuff. We've scaled to one of the best L2 solutions on Ethereum. Wow, you guys are doing a lot of work. Here's some money. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll take it. And that's legitimately what's going on, basically. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now with all that jazz. So Fantom, it's more retail VCs versus actual VCs. You do have VCs in some of the projects, but it's more smaller teams where versus like the traditional VC space. You do have some Abu Dhabi money and stuff like that in Fantom, and then that's probably some of the hesitation that's going on. So the Fantom ecosystem is basically going to have to grease some palms at some point and start getting exchange listings and stuff. But you do have on Binance USA and Gemini. So one leading factor is if your coin comes on Gemini, obviously the Gemini exchange is one of the most regulated exchanges in the world. It's in New York. So if the RC20 token version of Fantom is allowed on Gemini, insto facto it's allowed in the rest of the United States legally. Now, the reason it hasn't been listed on Coinbase is because they probably haven't greased enough palms, or they're just holding off until things kind of calm down. There's a lot of projects right now in DeFi that aren't launching projects or aren't releasing a lot of their good news, GameFi as well, because they want things to kind of chill the fuck out on BTC. They'd rather have things annoying. So when they launch their news, they get price appreciation for their work, which is understandable. So that's pretty much why Fantom's a lot cheaper than the other ones. And it's to our benefit too, one thing that I noticed about Fantom, like that caught my eye was like I was seeing all the chic geeks, all the kind of super users, even though they weren't rich Ethereum users, they were Ethereum geeks. I saw a lot of like the ETH hipster guys going onto Fantom, and I was like, why are they going onto Fantom and not going to these other ecosystems, right? Because I mean, I've been on Terra, I've been on don't go to BSC, but like I've been on Terra, I've been on Avalanche, I've been on Solana, Tron a little bit, Polygon and stuff like that, and there's fucking nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I'm just being really honest with you guys. There's nothing to do. I mean, like the opportunities, there's like one or two farms on all these things. If you're going to farm, there's only one or two farms. A lot of other projects aren't doing anything. The tokenomics on a lot of Solana, that's why I didn't really recommend too much projects on Solana. But like a lot of because of the BC thing, right? They end up giving a shit ton of tokens to themselves at a super cheap evaluation. Then they launch the projects because they have the money, and they make the market cap and the price per token fucking go up astronomical by the time retail can get in, and then basically the VCs are just dumping it on your heads. So it's like, fuck, man. Where over here, right, on at least on Fantom, and I am starting to see this a little bit also on the Harmony One ecosystem as well as the Avalanche ecosystem. You're starting to get more homegrown projects. You're getting projects where it's a teams, they're first time teams or second time teams with projects. They're launching their product, and they allow it to launch at a reasonable evaluation. I'm talking about $25 million or less. $25 million or less market cap. So then if the project hits, you get multiples, right? So if it ever hits $1 billion market cap, $300 million market cap, you can bag a 10, 20x in price appreciation of these tokens and yield at the same time. And at the same time too, if you're yielding a lot on the coin and it just goes up 3, 4x, fuck, you killed it anyway. So that's one. This is some of like the kind of mechanics that I'm seeing, as well as like I'm seeing these same mechanics in terms of this is why one of the reasons I also invested so much into the Pulse chain ecosystem, but it's just not out yet. But I'd be talking about the Pulse chain system as well. I'll do a full system wide, like you know, cavity search on the Fantom. I mean, I'm sorry, the Pulse chain Pulse X ecosystem once it launches. But for right now, like the main plate right now is Fantom still for me, but there is some rotation that's been going on in terms of some of the I would call it mercenary liquidity farmers, where some capital has left Fantom. Here, let me show you the right here. So this is obviously the peaker here from Solidly. So basically, we're right. I honestly, I think we're like right there. Then Solidly kind of launched, and we just went parabolic, and then we dumped back down. Now I think we pretty much bottomed out. I don't think we'll be going under 6 billion under TVL. But basically, if you look from the tippy top right here, 12 down to that, you had about I would say 4 billion of this. $4 billion of this was mostly just a mercenary capital coming in from other ecosystems, going like, holy shit, and like legitimately people like checking the ecosystem out for the first time. Of these $4-6 billion that kind of came in, I do believe 1 or 2 billion was from just people already in the ecosystem that had money from other chains that just decided like, holy shit, I need to like collect on this cash. 4 billion was brand new money. And of that capital, we're probably going to end up keeping about 1 billion of it, because once people play around in this ecosystem, they're like, damn, there's a lot of shit to do here. I mean, legitimate. I mean, look at this. There is a lot of stuff in here. Would I invest in most of the stuff? No, obviously. I've certain like I've sort of whittled this list down significantly. There is sometimes certain like there is some yield farm, because Solidex, like something like a Solidex, is going to maintain Solidly now, and Solidly's contracts are immutable, which means they can't fucking take it down. They can take the website down, but they're going to run the contracts on Solidex, which is cool. So there's going to be yield farms on this as well as on 0x DAO, where we can take advantage of. So that's pretty cool. So we've got another new place to kind of yield farm. Geist. I've never used Geist. I don't recommend Geist, but if you find a yield farm there, I'm just not looking on Geist because I don't fuck with Geist. But there's a lot of great projects. We got SpookySwap, Solidex, Scream, Beefy Finance, which is the oldest repothecator site in DeFi. It's the largest as well. They do a great job, but the homegrown team is Reaper Farm. I like Reaper a lot, but they're a repothecating farm basically that only is on Fantom. So their entire focus is on Fantom, and it's a very large team. It's about 28 developers for Reaper, which is unbelievably large. Because I would probably even say Beefy probably only has 30. So like, to tell you like that's a gigantic team for Reaper, and it's been put together. So pretty cool kind of thing. So I'm seeing a lot of homegrown projects where like you can actually touch the teams and stuff. Obviously, you have 0x DAO, which is basically winning the Solidly wars right now. So they're pretty much on track right now. They're basically going to be convex. I'm sorry, and Solidex is going to be like a second convex basically, which is cool. You have Beethoven X, which is my baby boo right now. I'm collecting quite a lot of this token as we speak. SpiritSwap, another great team. Token performance hasn't been the greatest, but there's lots of yield farming opportunities. Tarot, great. Tokens gone down as well, but getting close to where I think what I would start accumulating and everything like that. Liquid Driver, Liquid Driver and Beethoven X are kind of doing weird plays where they're essentially trying to be like their own curve bribe system in a way. Like I would say Beethoven did it first, but now Liquid Driver's doing it's almost coming out with their stuff with their incentivized NFTs. And then on top of that, you have the real thing, which was launch of Andre, which is Solidly and Solidex and all this and 0x DAO. So that's just talking about like this up here. And there's some more stuff down here going on here, but from what I've seen down here, like just off of the top, just from the top, I would say just fucking around with basically from the top 16 up, there's enough here at great prices that you probably don't even have to mess around with too much stuff down here. But if you find something that's pretty decent, hey, it might be worth it, but you have to just be very careful and do your research. But yeah, man. Yeah, so Tarot isn't available for U.S. residents are using a VPN DCC. I know not what you speak of about this VPN, but so I've heard. So I've heard that the VPNs are pretty nice. I don't know. You didn't hear that from me, but yeah. But Yes, and of course, yeah, the oath token, which of course, which is really nice. Hex. Oh, nice. Okay, well, we'll check that out later. So yeah, I guess let's get this started. So obviously, I think I already kind of told you my price points. I don't believe Phantom's going to go below 80 cents. So if you're DCing now to 80 cents, I think it's a pretty safe level on Fantom itself. Where's Fantom actually? $1.20 right now. That's what's gone down 1 penny. You guys have dunked on my heads. You made me poor. But yeah, I think this is a good level to start DCing into Fantom. Great levels. These are some of the original price points that I got into Fantom back in maybe in early September, maybe even earlier than that, maybe a month earlier than that, into Fantom when I started really playing around with the ecosystem. So I think this is currently a great price point. Pretty good. And we pretty much shaken off the whole Andre FUD, which is fantastic, which is actually to your benefit because things are on discount right now, which are cool. Don't believe Bear Gang. Those guys are plebs. So I guess the next project I want to talk about, right, is in terms of SpookySwap. This is the largest DEX on Fantom. I personally do think that this is still the best DEX in all of DeFi right now currently. It's amazing. It's they did the cat thing because people are addicted to the cat. Personally, I would have done dogs, but hey, whatever. Cool cats are cool too. Great team. The swap's amazing. Deep liquidity. You can trade a lot of money do quite a lot of things. They provide liquidity. The farms are still pretty good. Fantom Boost providing 68% APR in Boo token, so that's a great incentives here. There's quite a lot of other safe farms. Like if in terms of where to do farms, I think it's pretty safe to do it on SpookySwap. It's the main DEX on Fantom. You're able to earn 26%. So you can just buy the Boo token, which is about $12, which is an unbelievably great price. I think you were able, at the worst case, I think during the dip, you're able to maybe pick it up at like 10.80 that I saw. But still, $12 is an amazing price to pick it up because the first time that I ever started personally acquiring a lot of Boo was at $17. So I started picking it up at $17. But from all the yield that I've earned on my Boo tokens, I'm still up. After all that crash that happened right now, I've been staking, acquiring, rehypothecating all my SpookySwap tokens, and I've been holding them for quite a long time, and I'm still in profit. And this is kind of the power of rehypothecating and just stacking a token that pays really good yield. So shout out to Pussy Gang. But it's really cool. They have the biggest bridge on Fantom right now. So let me give you a little FYI for anybody who's new to the ecosystem, right? So hopefully this will be the fastest way to onboard money. Just send USDC. So USDC for all my kindergartens are out here. You're able to transfer over. There's about $50 million on the bridge, so you can literally send like $100,000 in here and get it in like less than 5 minutes, which I've tested it out. That works. So pretty cool. The only thing is if you don't have any Fantom. So if you were to bridge over Fantom, right? There's 1,700,000. So that's really rare. So I'm still even skeptical of sending Fantom because I've just been not burned, but I've just been so like, oh my god, I send Fantom and doesn't get it. It takes like 8 hours for it to show up sometimes. So there's 1.7 million Fantom right now, which is like absurd. It's kind of like that's the most Fantom I've seen on this bridge in like 5-7 months. Like legitimately, that's kind of crazy. So if you're the first time you're ever in this ecosystem, just send like I would probably recommend sending like 10 Fantom or whatever the minimum is amount of Fantom you can send, and then the rest sending it in USDC. As soon as your Fantom's over there, you just go on the swap here, and then what you'll do is you'll do USDC, and you just sell all your USDC into Fantom, swap, boom, and then now you can start your magical adventure into the ecosystem, and it's pretty cool. You also have the Magic Cat NFTs, which are the gold standard NFT. There's still more updates coming for it, more value that's going to be given to these. These are basically the blue chip, if you could even say that for an NFT, blue chip NFT on Fantom right now. They've priced appreciated pretty well. Any of my guys who were able to purchase during the IP or basically the launch of this Magic Cat series were able to buy these Magic Cats for basically about 100 Fantom, and I think they're about 400 to 500 Fantom today. So they're sitting on a 5x on Fantom, which is pretty nice. And the floor is pretty hard set, and it's got the largest amount of volume in terms of an NFT. So picking up 1 or 2 cats, I personally don't think it's a terrible idea. But the thing is like, because you're not able to buy it at 100 Fantom, it's more of the thing where if you're going to buy 1 or 2 or 3, you buy just 1, 2, or 3, locking it, because what's going to happen is SpookySwap in the future is going to release updates for these cats where all the cats have something called magic points. And these magic points basically correlate to a certain dollar amount where you get a boosted yield. So soon enough, exchanges, dexes like Reaper Farm, Reaper, and some Beefy and a lot of these other dexes are going to start trying to buy up magic cats on the floor in order to then provide like, hey, if you want your massive boosted farm, come over here onto my repothecator. And you're like, whoa, because what'll happen is maybe possibly, let's go to the farm. Let's just say the Fantom Boo right here is 6.868. That's pretty cool. But if you have a magic cat, you get 10% extra APR on your farms. Whoa. But 1 cat may have enough magic points where it may be equal to about $15,000, $20,000. So for some of you guys who have a small portfolio, 1 little cat might be able to give you that extra yield. But I'm speculating on the yield. It could be just an extra 3-5% extra cats. But if you have, it might be worth it if you have a bunch of cats and stuff, because then, you might get the price appreciation of these repothecator farms like Reaper and Beefy competing against each other to have the most amount, just like what's kind of going on with Solidly, where you have Solidex and then you have a 0x DAO competing against themselves, trying to lock up as much Solidly as possible, so then they can pretty much put the emissions out to wherever they like. Same sort of thing with this, but at a smaller scale. With a like a cat NFT, which is pretty hilarious. And I'll go over the NFTs kind of towards the end of the video and everything like that, but it's pretty tits. The links to the magic cats, yeah, and I'll throw you guys a link in a minute, but for sure. Yeah, different points for different points for different rarity. Yeah, so some of them have different traits and stuff. I think I might be able to actually check. Might as well do it. Let's go. Okay. So obviously there's like 1 of 1s, these specialty cats. So they have 5,000 magic points. And if I filter and sort by rank. Oh, maybe I can't. Well, I'll just go all the way down. Basically, if we go to page 50. So 5,000 for the top cat, and the worst cat, fortune teller Kuro. Oof. Basically, it's 1,162 magic points. So basically, the top cat is roughly 4.2x more than the last cat. So you're still getting a relatively decent yield on some of these cats and stuff. So even if you have the cheapo cats, I don't know yet how much magic points equal up into how many dollars you get the boosted yield on your farm. But it gets to this interesting point where whales or people who really want to earn more money on the SpookySwap platform are going to start probably acquiring these NFTs. And this is the first time that I've actually ever seen this done. This is even before the Solidly, the NFTs, the V33, and all that jazz. SpookySwap is really the first to ever do this. So this was shit I'm talking about, where like SpookySwap and then this whole ecosystem, there's some legit advanced shit going on right now that I don't see in any other ecosystem. Like nothing, nowhere else. And I'm a hoe bag for all these ecosystems and shit. And like, I don't see this anywhere else. Crypto Boogie for $1.99. Is there any special cats you recommend? To tell you the truth, type 1 in the chat if you just want me to do the NFTs right now. I'll just go over the, because like if I start on the NFTs, I don't want to do a half-ass job and not like start and not say the whole spiel on the NFT side and stuff. But if you guys want me to do the NFTs or just wait till the end, just let me know. Yeah, I'll give it a little minute. A lot of 1s in the chat, baby. All right, fine then. You've convinced me. Beautiful. All right. Let's go be dirty sleaze bags, you guys. All right. To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drops down my balls. All these females crawl. Okay, so I'm gonna throw you guys PaintSwap.finance. This is the premier exchange on Fantom. It is the main exchange that you want to buy NFTs at. So here's the link right there, PaintSwap.finance. The token for this ecosystem is called Brush. Currently, I'll look at the token price. I haven't looked at it in a minute. I'm personally not invested in it just yet. Now with Andre out of the picture, this has made this a little more attractive, because one of the reasons I was always so careful about buying Brush, I did collect it in terms of my farms, but eventually I just dumped it for more Boo token, because, you know, Boo's my main Boo, basically. Okay, so yeah, so now that Andre's out of the picture for now, I secretly think he's being like a crypto shadow cunked. And he's probably gonna launch shit on the low and stuff, under anonymous sort of things and everything. That's kind of what I guess is gonna happen. But regardless or not, he was going to do a fork of OpenSea and launch it on the Fantom ecosystem, but since he kind of blew up and kind of got away with it, that more than likely worst case scenario has probably given PaintSwap another 6 more months of having this kind of monopoly over the whole NFT space. And this is large in a way. The way I'm looking at PaintSwap is a little bit how I'm looking at Mintra in a way, on the ecosystem there. But I will say this though: the average Fantom user is a lot poorer than the average Hexagon user. Which is like, it's a mind fuck to say that. Of course, there's whales are whales, right? And people who have it's sort of like, how do I say this? So like, how usually like 20% of the wealth is held up, or 80% of the wealth is held by the top 20%. In Fantom, it would probably be like the top 10% hold 80% of the wealth. Where in I would say Hex, it's something more like 25-30% of the top Hex holders hold 80% of the wealth. Right, so you have a lot more distributed wealth across more wallets on Hex, the Hex ecosystem, than you do on Fantom. And and overall Hex has been around quite a lot more time in terms of price appreciation. So bang for buck, you just have a lot more wealth on the Hex side and stuff. So one of the reasons why I invested into Mintra and stuff, because you do need this basic kind of structure and stuff in terms of the ecosystem. So pretty cool. So let's go into it and stuff. Oh, that's trippy as hell. So the first thing you're going to want to do, right, you go to collections. This pretty much puts it into ranking in terms of volume of what's number one selling. And look at that, Magic Cat's number one. When this first launched, it was way down here, right? And like, Miguel, why are you talking about, what the fuck? Crypto. Like, what's going on here and stuff, right? Well, there's a reason I mentioned, like, I don't mention too many NFTs, you guys. I'm not an NFT investor at all, but I'm not blind to opportunity. So shout out to all Pussy Gang. So if you look at Magic Cats, right, for what I would recommend for someone right now, so let's look at what this is. So total volume, about 1 million Fantom. Total sales, 2,877, pretty good. Average price, not bad. The floor. So for someone that's getting into this right now, if you want to buy one, right, if you got a limited amount of funds and stuff like that, I'm talking about people with like less than a $5,000 portfolio, you really got to weigh off if you really want to put 10% of your portfolio in this, right? But if you do, I would only really recommend just one at the most. And then for the average other person, obviously that has more invested into the Fantom ecosystem and can just yield farm and stuff, probably not going past the rule of 3 for most people. So probably not getting more than 3 cats. If you do more than that, then it's that sort of thing where you have trouble like liquidating your position if you ever need to sell your cats or something like that. So right now the floor is about 467 Fantom at current prices. If I were to look at Fantom, right, let's go FTM 467. We're talking about $560 floor, where originally it was 100 Fantom per one. So pretty good gain on capital. Even back then when we were doing that, like even if it was $2, like let's just say that'd be like 240. We're still up we're up 2.2x on dollars, and we're up almost 4.6x on Fantom. Solid investment. Solid investment. Shout out to Pussy Gang. I got one, baby. I see you. I see you. All right, Reagan Millie. If I was getting a PhD in economics, I would write my doctoral thesis on magic cats and their NFT colors. I'm just a DJ. I love it. That would be really cool if you actually did that on magic cats. That'd be pretty cool. A study. But yeah. So let's go back to it. So yeah. So how do you look for the floor? So you just go price to low, and you just go low to high. And basically, these would be your choices. So be careful not to bid. You want to buy, not bid, right? And then so what I would do is like, all right, so if I'm shopping, right, I was like, all right, I'm spending anywhere from 400 to 500. So basically, you just look at which of these look kind of cooler to you. Punk one with that looks kind of cool. You can also rate them. Basically, just click on them, and you should be able to see. Let's see if I can see the collection. So one thing you can do is you see this right here. There's something called an ID. You take this ID here, copy. Let's go back to. Do I have SpookySwap? Oh, I do have SpookySwap. Let's get NFT. Magic Cats all included. So what I would do is like, if you're buying the floor right now, one thing that I would do is just see what's the cheapest stuff and see what like, because people sometimes they just want liquidity and they sell stuff. So sometimes you can actually pick up a nice deal. So you look at the thing, right? So you go, okay, so I've got that. There's that one. Let's go this one. Let's copy and paste this one. So 17, okay, that's kind of low, but let's see, maybe this one's a little better. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, cool. Then you go to the next one. All right, you're like, boom. Probably not gonna be great, but you never know. You sometimes can catch it like something pretty cool. And let's delete this one. Paste. 16, a little more bang for buck, but okay, that's better so far. That other one I saw was probably the best one of the floor price. And no. Okay, let's go to this one right here. So far out of these, I would say, if you're just trying to spend only 500, or let's check this one out, man. This one was kind of cool. Oh, it's kind of a little mint too. That's nice. 1,800. So if you're going to spend, so out of all these right here, right, this one's about 500 Fantom, right? So if you're going to spend a maximum of 500 Fantom, pretty much buy this one. And you can just kind of, depending on what you're trying to do, but for the most part, most of you guys are going to sell your cats at floor anyway. So if you're buying floor, just buy floor. That's it. I wouldn't recommend spending a bunch of Fantom to go get super rare ones and stuff. If the only time where I recommended to buy a lot of cats and stuff is just when it was dirt cheap in the beginning, when it was only 100 Fantom per cat, and you had the chance to get like a pretty rare one. There's certain cats that have names. I don't know if maybe one of these has it, like this. Scared or Rusky, the suspenseful. This gives them a little bit higher worth because they have like an extra nickname, and or they're either something in the top 100 of terms of rarity and stuff like that. So that's kind of how you grade the cats on the curve. For most of you guys, buy floor if you're going to buy this at all. If you don't, then it's totally okay. In terms of what I see for the price of these, I can see them trending towards 800 Fantom once we start getting actual utility out of the magic points that these magic cats have. So that's just kind of what's going on with this right there. During a fervor, if things really start going kind of buck wild, because I've heard rumors SpookySwap is going to get listed on some centralized exchanges, and like that made me like rock hard right now. So if that's the truth, because hey, I'm a hodler. I didn't give a fuck. I was not going to sell my Boo token even if it went down to $5. I wasn't going to sell because like I got these diamond adamantium unobtainium hands right here. If I fuck with a coin and I believe in the mission, I believe in the project and shit, I just don't sell like shit. I held my hex from when I went up to like crazy amounts to like nothing back up like so many times and stuff. Like I held Litecoin during the bear market, you guys. Litecoin. Just pray for me, you guys. So it's that sort of thing. That sort of thing. Okay. Some of you guys may choose, so you know, I'm gonna buy one Magic Cat. I'm just gonna buy one that I like looking at. So, and that's totally okay too. Just careful not to go too crazy with the price. Like if I were to look at one that I like in terms of how it looks like, a little not that one's like that's kind of cute. Supposedly ones with ice cream are a little bit more rare and stuff like that, but like, yeah, these start getting pricey and stuff. So I mean, I wouldn't want you guys to like lose money and stuff, but I don't know. It just depends. I just want to get a butt. I wouldn't just get a butt ugly one, but this one's really nice. I think that one's really pretty. Or this one. People are suckers for these cats. God damn it. I'm over here like, I'm simping for this one. Actually, you want to know something that's pretty crazy? This one's actually a little bit, I think, a little bit rare in the rarity because this little inflatable thing is actually kind of a rare trait, if I remember correctly. This thing is not that rare, but like the special slant eyes. The slant eyes and then this little inflatable is kind of rare and stuff because one of my rarest one I have a top 100 mint one and it has a little inflatable dinosaur. So oh my god, one of the do you hear what I'm saying, you guys? Jesus Christ with these NFTs, my god. Oh my god. Well, anyway, enough about these pussy. Shout out pussy gang. But let's get out of here. Cool. So okay, that's that collection. Good narrative. There's future prospect of things happening with it. There's income to be generated. So that means there's demand from basically these sort of resources like Reperform and stuff like that, which they want to be all competitive and stuff. So they're going to want to have like they might have like boost single-sided stake it boosted. Holy shit, boosted, and then might be like a limited amount of space in there. So that's like, so the larger amount of space they have, the more money gravitates from there. They charge a certain fee for doing repostification, and it's just that sort of thing. So next in the case, you do have the Beethoven X, guys. I personally, for most of you guys, this is a bit of more of a higher investment. There is going to be boosted forms as well, from what I've heard for these as well, but it's a significantly large. Look, it's a very high like that you know what maybe one at the most. But it's a sort of thing where like I just don't want you guys to like I don't want you guys spending all your I'd rather you earn like I'd rather you kind of invest 1,000 Fantom into something where you can just essentially yield farm and earn some income off that. And then if through your yield farms you're able to then acquire some of these NFTs where it's just you made it off of casino chip winnings, and that's a better example. But if you already have a lot of Fantom and you've been stacking for a long time, you can swing it, then do it, I guess. That's pretty cool. Michael Jackson. But some of these are really expensive, and I wouldn't like do it. Like I would go with the cheaper ones, you know, because I basically what's going on in Fantom is like everyone's in a cabal together, and every major platform is going to have their own incentivized NFT sort of network and stuff. So all these NFTs are going to have value. So they're all kind of copy and pasting Magic Cats in a way. So Beethoven, I'm a heavy accumulator of Beethoven X. So, but personally, I still don't own any of these just yet. So if I was to acquire, so high low. So yeah. So if I was to acquire one of these, I'd probably get something like this one, and just one of them or something. Because I'm even myself, I'm following the rule of 3 because like there's only 25 for sale. So it's like, you know, there isn't that many. The last one sold 3 days ago. Versus if I take a look at like the marketplace, right? Let's see, Magic Cats 1 day ago. So there's just way more volume on this in terms of you're able to sell it really quickly compared to like these larger ticket items. So just be careful, okay? And then of course it got collabs of like Reaper Farm and Beethoven X, which who knows what this happened. There's none for sale, so you know that. But these, so this is another important one. Let's keep going down in terms of where's another interesting one. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so this is another one, but here's the problem with this one. So I do believe there's going to be incentivized things for this stuff as well. Obviously, it's Pepe, so it's got a special place in my heart. The devil, but this shit's expensive. It's you know, we're talking about 2,000 Fantom, right? 2,000 Fantom. Let's put that in terms of dollars. We're talking about $2,400 for a you know, for a star, a naked Pepe putting water. I mean. Now this is full speculation because I haven't heard of anything Tarot's going to do, but basically at some point I do like they're releasing this stuff probably to do stuff. And one cool thing is people who were buying these NFTs were allowed to buy the Oath token. Because I did own a lot of Magic Cats and a couple of Screamos, I was able to earn a lot of basically a lot of Oath tokens, which now is like vesting out and ended up being a really great investment basically over this downturn. So this is another option. This is pretty cool. That one's pretty funny, but yeah, that's so. But probably there's going to be something here. But this is like pretty. This is more risk it for biscuit sort of shit. So just be careful, okay? Let's keep going down the list. Dun, 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 dun. So here's a really interesting one that I was acquiring right now. So Screamos, which is if you look at the TVL right here, it's Scream, which is basically like our version of Aave. They're doing pretty well. You're able to yield farm and stuff like that. You're able to borrow and lend on here as well if you need a loan, and you're also able to supply some of your coins to just earn money as well, sort of like a Tarot. So Scream's going to end up financializing a lot of their NFTs as well, and which is really cool. And I was able to pick some up. So if you're just trying to just do there's two ways to invest into this project if you're going to invest, right? One is buying these 4 NFTs. So far, in terms of like what these things do, there's very little explanation to what these like symbols mean. So you have B plus, you have different blood types, and then also you have different types of weapons versus a sharp cleaver versus a knife and stuff like that. The only thing that people do know is if like maybe like there's like a rare thing to it. Like one of my guys shot. I ain't gonna snitch you out, but basically one of our guys from the Crypto Mindset course has bought a Gucci one. They bought a Gucci one. they bought a Gucci Screamo. Or like it looks pretty fucking sick, dude. I actually he was asking me, Miguel, you think this is a good purchase after he bought it? I was like, damn, bro, I might buy it off of you, dude. Like it's a Screamo like this, right? Except its entire sheets are like Gucci print. I was like, man, that shit is hard. But yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool. But these just like the Magic Cats, they will be financializing them and also creating extra yield and other opportunities and stuff in events and things like that. So they will have some value. Probably not as much in value as SpookySwap, but they're pretty cheap right now, right? If you can buy one currently for 28 Fantom. There's about 5,000 total. No, I'm sorry. 66. I think it's 666 total, if I remember correctly. Let me look. Oh, well, got to turn on the old. Yeah, there's 666 of these. So, so there's a bit more than the Magic Cats right now, but the 666 is a decent amount. So basically, if you can play the rule of 3 of these, so you can essentially buy like damn near 3 of these randomly. And where you make most of the money with selling NFTs is really just selling the floor. So the one reason why these are so cheap right now still is because I think there's still like another 1,000 more to be minted. So you're still able to mint these brand new for 75 Fantom a piece. And until that goes away, there'll be no price appreciation on this. So it's the sort of thing, if you buy a couple of these, you're just speculating. So you might spend 100 Fantom, buy 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4, and be like, all right, I'm done. Cool. I got 4 of these bitches. And then maybe I do believe sometime in the future, these things could be worth like 120, 180 Fantom. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, you might be able to pull, let me get the old calculator out. Obviously it's fully speculation, you guys. I'm full of shit on this. Okay. But if 180 and you sell 4 of them, whoops, I did multiply it. About 7, you're 720 Fantom. Let's say divided by 30. You do a pretty good amount and stuff. 720 Fantom if you sell all 4 of them at 180 Fantom once that reaches. But these price appreciations won't go up until the entire 6 is sold from the mint. Until that number goes away, there's no price appreciation on this at all. There's a hard cap at 75 until this goes away. So, but I do think this is pretty cheap. Like, I might acquire a couple myself just for a gamble, but like, be careful buying a ton of NFT of these things and shit. Don't go blowing all your cash on this. Okay. Yeah. It's a Richard Hart Screamo. Nice. Yes, the rule of 3 with NFTs. So you can always sell 3 NFTs to get out of it and stuff. But so let me explain the rule of 3 of NFTs. Okay. The rule of 3 of NFTs is basically you buy 3 NFTs if you're even going to do it. But let's just say you are going to speculate and you're buying 3 NFTs. You sell one to get your money back. You sell one for for a really decent amount of profit, and the last one you sell for a moonshot. So basically, you're allowed to kind of just you make off of this, like you basically de-risk off of one, or sell it on a 2x and really de-risk. The another one you're selling to more profit, and the third one you're selling to see where it goes and if it launches crazy. This is how you're able to make a really you're able to turn a, like, let's just say 100 Fantom investment and possibly turn it into 700 or 1100 Fantom in profit. So that's kind of my Screamo strategy, but it's a long-term strategy where it means like we might need 6 months to 8 months. If I had to put like where I think I'd be able to sell some of these Screamos, it would probably be next Halloween. How like Fantom fucking always pumps on Halloween. It always pumps on Halloween. So, that's kind of the move basically. So do with that what you will. Okay, no financial advice. Cool. So let's get out of the Screamos. Is there anything else in here? So you can buy NFT solids and stuff right there. They're terribly priced, honestly. It's like nothing locked in, voting power. I mean, these are just shit, dude. Like, and the ones they do have, they're really fucking expensive and stuff too. Like, it's just a terrible deal. Like, there's not like one locked for like, don't even waste your time. Let's keep looking. That's about it on the NFT space. There is going to be some liquid driver NFTs coming out. They're pirate party NFTs that are going to be financialized as well, but they're currently not out yet, but they will be. So I'm going to be on the lookout for liquid driver. Liquid driver is another protocol, which is where's liquid driver? Right here, right below Reaper. Really cool protocol. Their pirate party NFTs are going to come out and stuff like that at some point. So it's going to be a pretty interesting sort of thing. So I'll be on the lookout for this. They're going to be I think their NFTs are going to be locked up versions of their locked token, so you'll be able to then vote on emissions. So just like Beats, how you have a bunch of locked up Beats, except these are going to be tokenized, sort of. So sort of you have a fusion between a Beats and a solid X with the liquid driver NFTs, but they're not out yet right now, so it just is what it is. But yeah, man, and that is NFTs of Cross Fantom. Bum bum. Oh, these are PaintSwap ones? Let me see. Bum, bum. Wow. Well, let's see. They have special benefits as discounts for Raw Studio and NFT marketplace fees. Maybe. I haven't done any research on this, but I'd rather take my Fantom and do some other shit with that than that. But hey, that's just a game theory. Anyway, you guys, so that is PaintSwap. Pretty cool. There also is some interesting stuff in here. There is some farms, brush Fantom and stuff, 100% APR. Pretty cool. Let me see if anything catches my eye. Beats Fantom, maybe, but then you have the impermanent loss. You're just better off. Like, you're better off not catching the impermanent loss and doing the 80-20 pool and on Beats and stuff. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's no good farms that I see of right now. But yeah, that's PaintSwap, you guys. So here, I'll throw the PaintSwap one more time in the chat, just for you guys. Copy and paste this one and put this on your tabs, you guys, just to make sure that your stuff's cool. I own the Gucci Screamo. Oh, shout out, bro. Yeah. But yeah, post it in Telegram. Yeah, I'll post it in Telegram too. All right. Q1 chat. Here you go. And be on the lookout. Me and Charlie might post something in the future and shit on some on the future courses and stuff like that. So yeah, Crypto Mindset Q2, baby. Shout out. All right, so that's Boo. that's the NFT. Let me scratch this off the list. Let's go off did all the NFTs. All right, let's talk about Beats right now. Beats is at 52 cents. That's a good price. Let's see. Let me look at the last 30 days. It's going to be priced down, basically. Yep. So hit that $1.30 I said we're going to hit. So, yep. Call that top. And it went down. So I think we fucking bottomed on this already, basically. But the same thing. So it's bottomed off of Andre Fudd and all that other jazz. The only thing, obviously, if we have Bitcoin take a fat shit, if we already have, if we have Bitcoin take a fat shit, then we're going to go more down. But then I'll just keep purchasing. So I'm currently heavily. I personally just added about how much of that? 20. Well, I guess it'd be like 23% more to my Beats position. So I'm stacking F Beats right now, heavy, because I'm basically going to see. It's the same as the last year. It's been 997, but as last course. I'm sorry. The F Beats and stuff. I'm going to be really. So basically, I'm holding a lot of Beats right now. I'm speculating right now. In F Beats and stuff. So let me go to the website to show you guys what I'm talking about. Let it load for a second. Cool. Yeah. So depending on how many F beats you have and stuff like that. So I'm stacking a bunch of F beats, which means I'm just investing into an 80-20 pool, which is 20% Fantom, 80% Beats. Pretty cool, pretty advanced stuff. Means I'm basically just holding Beats, but I have a little bit of exposure to Fantom as well, which is nice. So that's cool. I like tokens. So, but it's mostly holding Beats. So it's like it's the best, one of the best ways to have the least amount of impermanent loss, while still mostly holding the main token, which is pretty cool. It's better than a 50-50 pool, in my opinion. So I'm stacking a lot of F Beats. I just have it in here. So currently, I don't have it earning anywhere else. I did during the whole solidly pump. I was able to move my F Beats and Beats over to Solidex and earn a ton of yield. But since I yield ended, I put it back. It was totally worth it because I was able to farm and acquire a lot of Fantom and USDC during that farming period, those 5-6 days where the yield was really amazing. But right now I'm just I'm getting 79% APR, which is amazing, and then I'm just using those Beats to put back in the Beats farm. And the reason I'm doing this is because of these Beats war bribes. So I think this is coming up really soon. So this might actually be accurate. Basically, depending on how many 1,000 Beats you have and F Beats, which is basically this right here, you get paid out this in bribes, but you have to choose which ones you're going to do. Some people might do Lonely Mountain ring right here, 1,000, 40,000 USDC, 15K Beats, 20 ring, and some super tokens. And then you make some decent amount of money on it. So depending on where you vote, then you'll get airdropped rewards basically for doing these kind of things. There's liquid parties and stuff. And then people are just going to be voting around basically, which is pretty cool. So if this goes pretty well, if this next bribe happens pretty well, so let me look. So you're going to be able to see it right here. So I personally voted against this because basically what's going on here is this proposal considers whether Beethoven X should join 0x DAO partnership and transfer its NFTs to 0x DAO. I said, fuck no to this, because I personally think that would castrate Beats. Because it does own a decent amount of NFTs on this protocol, they can send rewards to keep their yield farms up, and it just gives more income to the Beats token. So I'd rather just us keep that income and keep the protocol at least doing a little better, basically, in my opinion. Next, if I go back to the next vote, Treasury token exchange with SpookySwap. This is brand new. I didn't see this. Okay. We propose to conduct a token exchange of Beats to Boo with the Spooky Treasury to enhance collaboration synergy with Loading protocols. Per the agreement, the two protocols exchange tokens will not be used for farming or governance vote until possibly rights future. Interesting. This will help diversify the treasury. This is a cool thing, sort of thing. Is like this shit is interesting as fuck, and your vote counts basically. You take your Beats and you vote on stuff, and then shit can actually happen, right? So it's like that's kind of cool. So let's see. And what I like about this, it's mostly held by real people. So it's not just a bunch of like VC motherfuckers who have all the coins. It literally is just regular Fantom guys or just people who believe in the projects right now, like who are doing the votes. A lot of the times, a lot of the votes are kind of bullshit. It's fake. It's fake democracy. With this one, it's a lot more. I would say a lot more. Merit based on your way. Like it's spread across more democratically across people's bags, which is kind of nice. Choke blood calculation one. Let's see. One of the such collaborating near term is a boosted Fantom Boo 80-20 pool, which SpookySwap has shown great interest with. Huh, that is interesting. So there's gonna be a Boo Fantom pool where you hold 80% Boo, 20% Fantom. Damn, dude, that's actually not. Damn, that's interesting. SpookySwap has shown great interest with further interest. It's increased trade with volatile asset. Hard to project the price action. So the treasury will swap 500K beats. Got it. That's fucking interesting. You can see what people are voting. Some people are doing 600,000 beats, 42K beats. So it's like everybody. So basically, what we're doing is we're swapping 500,000 beats in the treasury, and then we're exchanging that for a bunch of Boo. And so in the future, we can create more farms and stuff. Though they can't vote with the stuff right now until much later. But that's pretty interesting. So they're essentially doing like a thing where like they're not going to yield farm, and they're not going to vote on or do anything with it. But it's a way to dissent. They're essentially doing an OTC deal to diversify the treasury. I think this is actually really smart for SpookySwap. I mean, for SpookySwap is like because I think what's going on in the back end is like you do this trade right here for us. We'll basically do this boosted Fantom Boo pool, which is crazy because like if you think about this, so if you look on SpookySwap, let's go to the farm right here, right? This is the Fantom Boo. This is a 50-50 pool, so you have more impermanent loss. Let's just say you're a guy like me who's heavier in Boo token. Then you're basically you're 20% exposure to Fantom, 80% to Boo. So your impermanent loss is cut significantly. Your impermanent loss is cut down by 66% in an 80-20 pool in this things. Damn, that's fucking insane. And more than likely, if we look at the average pools, let's look on Beethoven X. What's the average farm if they're brand new? Let's load. So if I were to load down here, right? So this is the roughly. So the lowest farm right now, I know there's more farms right here if I go all the way down, but basically how it looks like to me, right? If we look at most of these 80-20 pools, most of these pools it's going to be at least 100% APR. So this might be one of the most profitable farms. It might even be more profitable than the farm that's on Reaper. So if this launches, I might actually take my single-sided Boo tokens and actually put it into Beethoven X. This is shit I'm talking about, you guys. This like just alpha right now. That's kind of going on right now. That is really, really cool. Holy crap. Oh my God. All right, let's see. Mr. Got Plenty for the $5 super chat. I have about 1,000 Fantom spread across 2 exchanges in my wallet. How would you deploy it across the ecosystem? I got 1,000 Fantom spread across 2 exchanges. I would probably do half of it in beats and the other half in Fantom Boo pools. That's probably the way I would do it. That way you have income on both sides. You can repothecate the beats to get a bigger position on beats, and then you're able to repothecate again on the Boo side, but still have a Fantom position. So basically what would happen is you would have basically a 30% position in Fantom and then 70% in altcoins, but you're earning roughly on average, you're earning something like a 70% APR on the money, which is pretty good. That's probably the way I would do it on the 1,000 Fantom. Of course, no financial advice, of course. Yeah, Team Alpha, baby. You. But this is what I'm talking about. I'm doing this shit live right now. I just saw this. So this is super cool. I'll probably vote for it. It's going to pass anyway. So that's fucking sick. If that pool is going to be the best pool for Boo and Fantom. So if you're a Boo guy that's heavy, like damn 80-20 shit, like that, like that's nothing, dude. That's amazing. That I seriously think that this pool is going to be this pool right here, this boosted pool of Fantom Boo 80-20 pool when this comes out is going to be better than, at least for a good point of time, than the APR for this pool with less risk for impermanent loss. You only do this, but if you only do this, if of course, if like you're just, but still, this is such a great pool too, because like these tokens track each other very well. So this is still a good pool. But fucking cool, man. That is really cool. I'm fucking with that heavy. But yeah, in terms of, so let's just go back to Beethoven X for a second. So in terms of price point, basically the risk here is like in terms of where I see the lows on this. If this were to crash down, I think the lows would be about 25 to 22 cents. And it would only reach that level if we ended up getting Bitcoin just shitting the bed. If it doesn't shit the bed, the lowest this would go would be 41 cents. If these bribes end up going really well on this next one, when these votes come out, so after this 2 votes, there's going to be another vote for like there's going to be something like this. There's going to be a test delegate, and then there's actually going to be the treasury vote, and then there'll be this is the big one. There'll be a farming incentive gauge vote, round 5. There'll be a round 6 up here. When that happens, if that goes really well, people will make money, and then a lot of people take that money and just buy more beats in order to create more of an income. So that causes a reprofitification sort of thing, and causes the price of beats to start slightly going back up. And if it does go well, then we'll start trending towards 80 cents, which is awesome. So we're picking up some cool stuff. So I'm in this for the long haul. It's a very cheap valuation. We're talking about $39 million market cap, and if we look on Fantom TVL, $39 million market cap with $254 million. So if I take 254 divided by, what's the market cap again? I just forgot. By 30, let's just call it 40. So 6.35x more versus like, so there's more, there's 6.35 times more money locked up on Beethoven X than there is market cap for the token. So you can see the fully diluted evaluation TVL ratio. That's really cool. Market cap to TVL. That's amazing. So I'm telling you, man, screaming deals. But hey, whatever. I don't know what the hell do I know, right? That is correct, Alex Game. That is correct. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stuff like that. Notification bell, and let's continue this merry journey. All right, that's beats right there. Let's go to a Spirit Swap. Let's go to Spirit Swap. Spirit Swap. So Spirit Swap, yeah, this one's down a bit. I'm guessing. Let me see. Fucking oof on this one. Yep. 19. Yeah. Same thing. And basically, I think from what I'm seeing right now, I mean, it basically looks like all the Fantom tokens are bottoming right now. So just same thing, just in case. This one I would have more worry because it's a lot more. There's a lot more wicks to the shit. So I wouldn't be surprised that, like, if any bad news happens to Spirit Swap delays or anything like that, or the price starts going down, fully be prepared. This thing could go to 6 cents. So out of all these tokens, so I mean, currently I don't have a position anymore on Spirit Swap. There is good yield on it, which I'll check out right now in a minute. But this isn't a terrible price to start accumulating, but just tippy toe in if you're going to get into Spirit Swap. Let's go look in the app. Yeah, these APRs are bad. Wow. Then, so there actually is a cooler one you could actually do and stuff, which y'all might. So honestly, I'm not really impressed with this right now. There is a lot of cool stuff coming out with it, but it's a sort of thing. If Boo shoots up, this shoots up just as well. So once Boo starts going up, this will track Boo a little bit and go. It's basically Boo on a 1.5x levered out is kind of how it works. So Boo takes a shit, this takes even a bigger shit. So just be careful with this one. But when this thing runs, it runs hard. So you can tell. So once this thing runs, it can run really, really hard. So just keep that in mind. But this is more of a speculative play. Be very careful with this one. That's all I got on this one. Let's go on to the next project. I guess we'll do Liquid Driver next, just because I want to talk about Spirit Swap a little bit. Like, oh, it's LQR, right? Or what is it? So Liquid Driver is about $9.50. I know this one's down a grip too as well. Let's see. Not bad. Same thing. It's kind of bottoming a little bit. Yeah, $8 and that change. So right now, same thing. Not a bad time to start DCAing in. We've gotten most of the move down. The Andre foot's kind of passing now, which is cool. Of course, outside of BTC and ETH taking a shit for some macro reason in terms of the equity markets dying or something like that. But other than that, if things are holding up, this is a good DCA point right now. I actually like Liquid Driver quite a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff. It's trying to do what Beats is doing in a way, which is kind of nice. Let me connect the wallet. So this is what I'm saying. So if you noticed, if I go back to SpookySwap, so even if you have the boosted, even if you have the boosted yield, right? I think there's a boosted. Is there a boosted? Sand Spirit? Nope. I guess I must have got rid of it. So if you look at Fantom Spirit, so you can create this LP. Let's just say you do have a spirit, a Fantom Spirit position because you like Spirit and you want to hold Spirit, which is fine. You can do this, but instead of depositing it in here, because if you have the fully boosted farm version of this, you can earn 36% APR. Meh. You would be better off depositing it right here, earning 75% APR, and you're earning that in Liquid Driver token, which I think as soon as their financial NFTs kind of come out and stuff like that with XQ or X Liquid Driver token and stuff like that, then you have a chance for things to get kind of crazy with this. So you're earning a token that could even go up more, and you're earning 75%. So if you already have a Fantom Spirit position, I would move it over here to Liquid Driver and just earn more money on it. Why not? You know, and this is kind of a cool thing because I sometimes checking here because sometimes there's good yields around here, right? Just check what you have. Let's see, with SpookySwap, Fantom Boo, 66% APR. Meh. So you're earning, like, basically if you deposit your Fantom Boo here if you just don't want to, if you don't want to earn in Boo token anymore. This is another play you can actually do as well. Where's my SpookySwap? Okay. So on here, right, you're earning the 68% APR in Boo token. But let's just say you wanted to get a Liquid Driver position, and you're perfectly okay with your Fantom Boo allocation with the impermanent loss. So instead of you make the liquidity pair here, but then before you deposit it in the farm, you take it over here to Liquid Driver and deposit it right here, and you earn 66% APR in Liquid Driver. And then now you can get the price appreciation. So there's ways for you can leverage your bag to earn other coins without having to purchase coins. Okay, Anime Red Pill, $5 super chat. What about the Jewel Fantom LP on DFK? That's perfectly okay. Yeah, it's a good thing. The thing is, I did notice the yields a little down on it, but I'll talk more about those yields once I make a specific GameFi video. I'm right now I'm scheduling out a couple interviews and stuff. I'll let you guys know when I do the GameFi one, but I'll talk about Jewel and all that stuff. But look at my last stream. You guys will be able to see the yield straight on all that stuff. How do you claim Liquid Driver rewards? Well, you have to prove it, and you have to be staked in this, and then you just claim them. Basically, that's it. It's pretty simple. What you can do with Liquid Driver, that you could do something which is a little more risque, is you can lock it up for 2 years. There's some people who do this stuff where, like, it's so cheap right now, they're locking up a bunch of their. This is risky as fuck, so be careful with this. People are locking up their Liquid Driver for 2 years, staking in here, and they earn basically this percentage of coins, and then just dump all these coins for cash. Now this strategy right here is extremely more advanced, and basically it's only for people who have a lot of money. So I wouldn't do this for most of you guys. Okay, you're better off just holding the coins, and just trying to get price appreciation of the tokens being liquid, or just taking your Liquid Driver, selling half of it, and then earning more money on your money. Okay, that's what you do. This XLQR strategy is for people like someone's like, you know what, I want to park $40,000 here. Let's see what happens, and then it may pay off big because if Liquid Driver does a 5-6x, they're earning a $40,000 investment turned to like 200 grand, and they're earning $95,000 in 200 grand, pretty nice. And then they're selling this off, and they're using this as income to DC into other projects. That's what people with like a lot of money end up doing at some of these lockups and stuff. That's kind of the play they do. But for most of you guys, I would highly discourage you guys from doing this. Okay, but this is like an option for people. Let me look back in the chat. Sorry if I'm just talking so much. I'm literally DCC, are you interested in doing a stream with Crypto Jenkins? I don't know who that is, but I mean, sure. I mean, if they're cool, if they're not assholes, then yeah, I'm down. Always like talking to people. Let's look at the chats here. Yeah, man, let's get those likes up 1 to 1. Who's watching, son? Hit the like and subscribe button, notification bell. Hit them likes, bros. Hit them likes if you like me. So we heard you like the DCA, so we put their DCA inside of your DCA. That's correct. As told by DCC. All right. Tap 2 with a $10 super chat. With more and more projects coming to Pulse Chain and all the sacrifice happening now, how much money do we stand to make with current sacrifices based? Wait. With more and more projects coming to Pulse Chain and all the sacrifices happening right now, how much money do we stand to make with the current sacrificers? Also, as I don't know. I mean, they were all donations basically, so we were not expecting profit from the work of others. I think we're gonna do okay with it, but we'll see. I have no expectation. I don't make no price appreciate. I will not make any price predictions on anything until they launch. There's a lot of people throwing numbers out and doing all this shit. I'm not doing that at all. Until they launch, I have the real supply. I see the dynamics in the market. Then from there, I can start giving. I'll start giving sort of what I think could happen with the price of PHEX, Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, the Waffle token, Hedron, Liquid Loans, and I am forgetting something. Mintra. I can only currently give what I think will possibly happen to maybe Mintra and Hex because they're out right now in the market and I'm seeing what's going on. But for opinions on Hedron, if you have a Hex sticks, claim it right now. I think you can still get a 9x on it. If not, then you end up getting an 8x, which is still pretty half decent. That's what I would do right now on Hedron. Just claim it. You can mint it if you like. I currently haven't minted, but you can mint if you like. And yeah, I do like the price right now. The price currently on Mintra is down basically 40% from the all-time highs. It's in the mid 30s or 40s right now. So if you want to, I'm treating it as a gamble and stuff. You want to throw a little bit of money in there. For some of you guys may throw $1,000, $2,000 as a YOLO play, and let's see what happens in the future. Hodlers get rich. You gotta just play to see what happens. Because either it dies, or it does really well, and then you get a ton of X's. But that's the way I'm playing Hedron personally. Yeah, it's an 8. Yeah, I think it went down to an 8x now, so it's no longer a 9x. So yeah. So I could just repothecate my LQR. Yeah, you could just take your LQR rewards and then just sell half of them and farm it up. But I would probably just stack up your So basically, what you do is, like, if you did this one as an example, right? Let's just see, you did Fantom Boo in here, earning 66% APR in Liquid Driver token. You take that Liquid Driver token and then you would sell half of it for Fantom, fuse it together, and deposit in here. You're earning that on that. But you're not going to have that much liquid, depending on your bag. So you may not want to do this until later on once you have a lot, but it's totally okay just to earn a token and just let it sit in your wallet. And then once you get kind of tired of it, you're like, I collected like 100 free LQR tokens. Fuck it, I'm done. And then you put it back on SpookySwap. And now you have a little free bag of Liquid Driver token. And if it ever goes back, goes to all-time highs, let's see what's all-time highs on this. 50, you get a nice little 5 banger on it, and you're pretty happy. Let's just say 100 LQR. I'll put 500 for the 5x. You might be able to turn into $4,500 on 100 LQR from earning it from yield. Not too shabby. And put that $5,000 in your pocket, and yeah, walk away. Or it goes even higher, because right now it's cheap. It's $14 million. I do believe over time, if we start getting the kind of the price appreciation I sort of see for the end of the year, these projects could be, $150 million to $250 million in market cap. So quite significant, but you're going to get more supply coming on the market as well. So you got to tailor that down. So maybe it only does like 7x, 8x in price, but still it's pretty good. But yeah, that's Liquid Driver. Let's see what's else on the list. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna start exiting out of some of this stuff right here. Oh, this is one interesting thing I've got to tell you guys. So look at this. So this came out pretty much yesterday. So the top 10 purchase tokens by the 100 biggest Ethereum whales in the last 24 hours. Fantom was one of the biggest purchases and stuff. There was quite a lot of tokens purchased. So pretty good, about 35,000 tokens, not bad, or $35,000 of tokens. So it's not that much, but hey, like whales are there is some whales paying attention to Fantom and stuff. So pretty interesting to see that. Let's keep going. Okay, cool. What's next on the list? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Tomb Finance. All right, let's talk a little bit about this token right here. Tomb.finance. Yeah. Shoo! Mass Bro Effect, I did not miss your super chat. I basically said that I was going to talk about it in another video, basically, because I'm talking about specifically about the this one. Oh, okay. Can you show me where I claimed the airdrop for? Yeah, like I said. So yeah, I'm going to talk about it. So it's in the corner. So it's next to the castle. There's the castle when you go to the main screen on Jewel 1, and it's right there in the corner. So it's like a giant like air balloon. If there's no free airdrop there, that means you didn't qualify for it. So there will be future airdrops for the actual once Crystal Veil actually launches, but I'll go over that I'm going to do a whole video where I'll go over GameFi basically. So don't worry, Mass Pro Effect. I also talked about it on another video, and I think in my last videos I did mention it as well. So shout out, baby, Tomb Tuesday, baby. You didn't have to cut me off. Anyway, so okay, let's talk about Tomb.finance and what's going on with Harry. Harry Yay. So there's still I don't think Tomb.finance is going to rug or nothing, at least not now. Who knows later in the year and stuff. But when I talked about Tomb.finance to you guys in the last course, I was the pool I was recommending that or at least what I thought was the best pool to be in would have been Tomb Fantom, not Fantom T-share or just T-share itself. I was talking about being in Tomb Fantom, and if you take those rewards and then put in in the other pool and then build up, basically what the strategy was to be in this pool right here. So let me go to the page. Was to be in this one right here, Tomb Fantom LP. Not this one or this one right here, in this one, because you have the least amount of impermanent loss, right? So right now, let me just let it load first. Oh, let me connect my wallet. So right now you're earning the daily APR is this APR was significantly higher since the last course and stuff. So basically you're earning 56% APR on Fantom. For the whole time that we've been talking about Tomb.finance, that I've never seen that this number go below 91 on Tomb. So right now it's been fluctuating up and down with the amount of yield that you've been able to generate off of this. From this is head math right here, but from rough calculations since the last course till now, if you were just doing Fantom Tomb, you would be up right now 37.5% on Fantom. Let me say that again, 37.5% in Fantom profits. Okay? Okay. Now, there's a reason why I put so much like red flags and like, hey, you guys, Fantom T-shirt, super risky. Probably don't do it. Do the other one. Less impermanent loss, you guys. So I mean, and also I put this at the end of like the most. I did like a rabbit hole thing of the whole Fantom ecosystem, and it was like that was at the last of the list of the most degenerate shit you could do. So, for any of you guys who took it, go revisit that and you can hear what I said. Phantom Tomb was the play to do it. Now that you're up on that, one strategy I did say is like you could take because you get paid that in T-share. You could have just used that to build up a T-share. That's how I originally did my position. Is like I farmed Tomb Phantom, used that to build up my Phantom T-share, and then from there built up my masonry. Now what I've done is honestly I've sold. I've gotten out of which one? I think Phantom. I'm out of my Phantom T-shirt position. I had a very large profit, lost about half of it, even with repothetication myself and stuff, and moved that out. It's come down. I sold it at about $3,000, and now I'm just viewing to see when some announcements are made. I might jump back in, but that's me speculating off of money that I earned off the Phantom Tomb money. Okay, there will be at some point. I've been thinking about actually removing my Phantom Tomb position and just repotheticating my Tomb tokens on Tarot on single-sided liquidity, just to yield something on it. That's pretty much That's pretty much what I'm doing right now with Tomb.finance. The full amount of T-shares are out pretty much in June. So right now I'm looking at what's going to happen with 2-share, 3-share. 2-share, which is the team that supposedly Harry A is working with, but not really. He basically just fucked them. Basically, what I'm seeing with that is that coin has its entire supply come out. So it's basically Tomb.finance is a carbon copy, except that the entire supply comes out by April 3rd. So April 3rd, there'll be no longer any more emissions of the 2-share token. So I'm basically just speculating with a couple of those tokens to see what happens. But there's a reason I haven't mentioned it too much, because I didn't recommend it at all. This is just me. I took speculation money off of my Phantom T-share money, off the yield of that, in order to purchase 2-share and 3-share positions. See what happens. I've exited my 3-share position. I still have my 2 shares. I'm just right now. I'm just kind of seeing to see if the price goes up, I'll catch the price appreciation and sell it. If it just completely rugs and we know something's going to become, we'll see what happens with Tomb.finance. But that's kind of how I'm currently playing it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say right now on Tomb.finance. The Felix Exchange will still be launching at some point, but when it does launch, I do think that'll bring the peg back up. So I don't think it's all rugged out for Harry. I think Harry is actually very, even though some of his business practices and some of the stuff he's doing on a personal level is honestly not the most kosher shit. If I'm being really honest, I find it pretty like slime bally what he was doing. Like there's nothing wrong with like, hey, like all these there's all these tomb forks, I'm gonna kill them all. That's fine. Hey, that's fine. But there's another thing where like, hey, I'm gonna work with you guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's dox you guys. Okay, cool. And then basically not call them back or anything, and then like magically there's some bots right now selling the price down of the 2 ohm and 3 ohm prices to keep them under peg, and they're at 30% of the Phantom price right now. And I wonder who's doing that. So there's more stuff to say about that, but I ain't gonna say it on YouTube, man. Screw all that jazz. But he's a cutthroat business guy. He's a billionaire. Fucking, you guys know all the whole thing. But the one thing that he is back. He's fully Mr. Tomb.finance guy, and he still goes on some of these bigger YouTube channels to talk about it. So I'm just playing it like a cat right now. I'm just collecting my shares and just seeing what happens, basically. Yeah, Harry's a gangster. That's for fucking sure. LEG Tomb. I know. LEG. I know. It's Jedi and the Sith, you guys. Jedi and the Sith. That box strategy has made me a lot of money. It still has, but you really do see character flaws in a lot of people. You know, like if you just didn't want to, like, there's no reason you should have done a partnership. You should, or if you really didn't want to work with them, then don't work with them. You know, but it just kind of is what it is. You know, it's just like, you know, the reason I haven't fully condemned him is because he legitimately is like, he's 24/7. Like I'm the Tomb guy. Like he's legitimately like, Perry's really pushing this project. So it's like, he hasn't abandoned his shit. So I can't fault him for that. But some of the other practices, what he's done is kind of like, meh. One thing I will commend him though, is that Harry Ye was on it. He was like the first incentivized pool to put $1 million down on solidly bribes. That was some cool shit. So he is like, he's on top of this shit. So, I mean, so that's why I haven't fully, like, I'm still yield farming currently on Tomb.finance, but you know, I'm willing to take the, you know, this is the most riskiest shit right here that I'm doing on Fantom right now, still to this day, and you know, treat it accordingly, you know. So be careful with this shit. Yeah, Alexandra, don't do it then. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't. Let's see. I can't bring myself to buy any tomb. Then don't do it. Just don't do it. Like literally, like this in terms of what I was showing during the courses. This was like the riskiest shit that I'm doing on Fantom. Like this is like peak level like shit coinery. Like, and I personally did not put like a shit ton of my money into this. I put what I was like originally. Like, I'll say this originally. So months. I got into this. What was it? Maybe August, or maybe June or July maybe of last year. And no, it must have been August. It was before the last 2 courses ago. I got into it. I put some money in. I did like $30,000, and then I just let it grow from there, and just allowed that Johnny Appleseed into other positions. And some of the profits that I took off my Tomb.finance position, I used to buy my original position into the Beats protocol. So if it all goes to shit, personally, you know, I've kind of de-risked in terms of the way. But the thing is, regardless or not, you know, the one pool I was recommending was Fantom Tomb, because the less chance of impermanent loss, regardless or not if the tomb goes, if the peg breaks, or like, you know, it all goes to shit anyway. So it's a sort of thing in cryptocurrency investing and stuff like that. You swing for the, you know, you risk it for the biscuit, basically. Yeah. Chuck, VCs do VC shit. Correct. Yeah, that's why. Like, I mean, I haven't added any more money to my Tomb. Once I made that initial investment, that's all I did. I did 30 grand, and I've been like repothecating, moving money around, doing 2 share, 3 share, taking money off of that, putting it back over here, moving it around to my other pools. I just been moving that 30 G's and like growing it out for about what is it? 5, no, almost more, like, I don't know, probably like 7 months, 6 months, basically. So that's basically what I've been doing. Okay, so I just want to be transparent with you guys. So if you don't like it, just erase it. There's plenty enough to do. There's like just go back to the beginning of the stream. Do like that stuff's cool. This, like, it's risque. So it's like, this is like, I mean, literally, it's a tombstone, you guys. Like, it's a tombstone. So, you know, like, you know, right? Like, you know, we're in a graveyard and there's a tombstone and it's purple. Like, dudes, you know, yeah. Cool. All right. So that that is it, you guys. Oh, almost forgot. There's one last thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Let's see. Missing out on financial gains, of course, you probably experienced it, but how did you get through it? Most painful times when the move could have been different. What? I'm very lost with this. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, through tough times, it's just like I've been in the market. Personally, I've been in the marketing. I've been in cryptocurrencies for 6 years already. You know, it'll be 7 years in December. So, you know, like, yeah, I've been around a long time in crypto and stuff. I've been through a real bear market, a real bull market. This has been the longest alt market run, but we still haven't really got the macro side pumps on BTC and ETH and stuff just yet and stuff. So, yeah, this isn't really a real that we're just in a consolidating bull market, really. And once the macro turns around, it's because I have a really big sneaking suspicion that the governments around the world are going to really start printing money, because they're going to use this Russia Ukraine thing as an excuse to print money, as well as like all the Android 19 stuff is gone. Just recently, they've just passed a law and where you don't need to wear a mask anymore at the airport. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. No. Oh, shit. But 2017 gang, baby, yeah, man. I was December of 2016 when I got into crypto. So that was me, man. But shout out to Brian, bro. Hey, appreciate it, man. Ollie G, you're expiring DCC. Appreciate you. Hey, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the kind words, man. I'm here for you guys, man. Through thick and thin, through the good times and bad times, I'm here for you guys. I'm going to be here for the fucking 10 years at least, or until like the wheels fall off this bus or whatever the hell it is, man. And then eventually I'll be like, all right, you guys, crypto's dead right now. We're going to start investing into modular homes investments, or we're going to go into investing into moon rocks and stuff for mining for mining asteroids or something, and strike it rich over there. We'll make the rotation at some point. I love you guys. Yeah. But let's take a look real quick. So the last project I wanted to talk about before I end this right here, let's go to "You Didn't Have to Cut Me Off." Let's go to Oath. The Oath token. So this is a token that I personally, a lot of you guys also, anyone who did my crypto, this is what I'm saying, guys. When we have the crypto mindset Q2, join up, because we give you alerts on this, and I tell you what's up and stuff. So I invested in the Oath token. I did quite a sizable, and well, for me, it was pretty good investment. I did the most Oath I could buy from the NFTs that I had. And basically because of the Magic Cats, you were able to buy for about 0.85 Fantom. You were able to get one share of Oath token is equal to 8.2 Oath. 8.2 Oath. So basically, even with the price, because if I look at the last 30 days, the price was a lot higher, right? So if we just look at even right now, right? So if I did, since I did basically 0.8 Fantom and stuff like that, so I basically invested about $1.50 a Fantom. So even right now, I'm still up in dollars and in Fantom, and it's basically protected that capital. So that Fantom that I invested into the Oath token, still up on that. Have a bunch of Oath tokens, and then basically, if you check, for any of you guys who invested in, you just check every couple of days and you claim your Oath, you'll just have more Oath coming into your wallet. And then personally, what I do with it is either I put it on Beethoven X. There's a pool here. You can just repothecate to get more beats. You put it here, like you're holding 80% beats, 20%. So sorry, 80% Oath, 20% beats, 129% APR, 120 paid in beats, and then you can use those beats to grow up this pool right here. Or just sell it back into the Oath one, whichever you like to do. But it's a really cool way to kind of earn more coins off of coins. So you can make this asset start earning money for you, which is cool. Or you can just sell it for USDC, whatever you like. It just depends on how you're doing on the market and stuff. In terms of what I think, I actually do think this token is going to go a little more down. I believe that you're going to be able to buy this for about 16 cents, 15 cents. So I'm still collecting my coins. So the coins that I'm collecting off of the shares that I bought, I'm keeping and earning yield on them. But I'm going to make a big purchase into this token as soon as the price goes down a little bit. If it doesn't go down, I'll be like, wah, 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 and there's a gall on me. I'll be like, no money. But it just is what it is. But if it does go down 16, I'm aping. I'm getting a nice, big, juicy position, DCC position into this token, and just start farming it across. I'll probably repothecate this on Reaper.finance. So you can either do two things. So either you put it in here, and because you're trying to earn more beats, and just basically you're like, let my coin not be dead money and earn 120% in beats, and then use these beats to grow this. Or if you're more bullish on it going up a lot, which what I might end up doing once I make that big purchase, I might put half of it in the Beethoven manually and half of it on Reaper and put it in here. So there is two pools. There is this pool, Fantom Oath. So you're doing this is a 50-50 split. So it's 50% Fantom, 50% this. So you are giving yourself up to impermanent loss, which is like, ugh. And then with this, I'd rather just be in this pool personally, not being greedy here. Just personally, I'd rather be in this one, have a 20% position in beats because I like beats, 80% in this. So I'm cutting down my impermanent loss significantly, still getting a little upside on this. The impermanent loss from this one to this one is effectively 66% less impermanent loss, because of this is a 50-50 split versus 20-80. I am getting less yield, but because it stays steady Eddie with the impermanent loss, I'm still getting a really good 30% of a percent a day, it means every 3 days I get 1% of my position, and it repothecates it for me. So the yield here is 245%, and you don't do nothing, you leave it alone. And the reason I'm willing to risk that, put my tokens here, because I'm risking it on the same website that the Reaper token belongs to this project. So I'm just putting the coins where they belong, on the mothership. Where if you do it manually, if I go to here, APR, what is it? Here, it's 28%. But the reason you would even do this one is just because you're trying to grow the beats position to get more to essentially. So you can do either one. It just depends. But if you're just trying to maximize the amount of oath and a little bit more beats, you would do it on Reaper. But it just depends on time and whether your strategy is to acquire more beats while using positions that you already paid for already. So how do we get the oath airdropped? It passed already. There was basically an IDO that happened and stuff. I even live streamed about it. There's like I'll tell my guy and stuff. So I'm gonna clip out a video where I basically did this giant like song and dance number of like the oath token. It's pretty funny, and I'll post it on YouTube probably maybe in the next day or so. But pretty funny. Let's see this. Hey, what's up? $20 from Adventures with Laura. This is actually Hey Victor using my daughter's name. Oh, that's cool. The $20 is for your advice and for the rule of 3 on NFTs and making me money today. Hey man, I appreciate it, dude. Hey, let's make that money. Shit. Shout out to your daughters. Good tool. I'm in that pool. Jump in the water is fine. Nice. Alpha info, yes sir. Reaper gang, baby. Reaper gang. Tomb Tuesday. And yeah, man. So hey, thank you guys so much for showing up, you guys. I am going to be trying to stream around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is about this time, which is about 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, between 5 to 5:30. That's going to be my new streaming time. I've set it up now. I'm going to make the effort to stream the next month at around this time. So I want to maximize the amount of people that I can stream for you guys, because I've always felt bad that a lot of my East Coast guys couldn't make it to my streams because it was so late at night, because I've literally moved a lot of stuff in my life around in order to stream a little bit earlier, so I can let some of the East Coasters kind of watch the stream around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, instead of midnight to 2 in the morning. So I love you guys, man. And Crypto Mindset coming out soon. Crypto Mindset Q2 coming out soon. So be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout, man. Look at the private chats, and then we may have a flash webinar coming out pretty soon too for you guys. So peace.